Hey everybody, my name is Art Lee, and I wanted to try doing something a little different. There's an interesting video that I've seen a couple dozen times. It got recommended to me again, and it's a tribute to the old Cartoon Network's Cartoon Theater from back in the day. And it's not really so much of a reaction. It's just more of me using this as a springboard to talk about, memories I had of this and memories I had of it as a kid. Because, yeah, I'm not really sure how to do a video. I'm using this as a springboard. But yeah, no, go check out 47 Cartoon Guys original. Go watch his other stuff because he does some really good stuff, man. There'll be late nights when I'm browsing through YouTube. I'll get recommended one of his videos, and I'll end up watching everything, even though I've seen everything multiple times. But yeah, let's get started.
This video is brought to you by Amazon Music Unlimited. For a limited time, you can get 3 months absolutely free. For more info, visit getamazonmusic.com/cartoonguy.
Quick thing, I'm not gonna fast forward through his sponsorships because, yeah, it's the man's video, you know. It's all like I'm not sure this stuff is still active anymore or what, but I want him to make his money. Like I'm using his stuff as a springboard, you know. Let the man, promote what he wants to promote, and get a payday from these guys, man.
Link is in the description. Also, TeePublic. Get some of my latest tees and merch just in time for the holidays. Link is also in the description.
There's a place I know where the happening to moviegoers go.
Okay, I gotta ask, what the hell is this beginning one? Because, yeah, it's something that's always bugged me. I want to say it's some weird Disney thing because it's super cheesy and shit. And yeah, it just looks like a really cheesy intro that Disney would make. I can never picture Nickelodeon or God forbid Cartoon Network. Oh God, imagine I'm shit talking, you know, Disney and it's a Cartoon Network intro.
Sounds groovy, yeah.
When it comes to movie blocks on popular kids channels, for us millennials, growing up in the late 90s and the early 2000s, it's easy to have a favorite. You might have been a Netflix kid,
Never saw
a
it.
Disney Channel movie kid,
Saw some.
or a Toon Disney double feature show kid.
I remember,
But
I
for
remember the
me,
curtains were red.
Saturdays at 7, I was glued right to Cartoon Network, watching Cartoon Theater. This was CN's movie blog that aired every Saturday.
Oh, okay. Odd thing, but God.
Or a Toon Disney double feature show kid. But for me, Saturdays at 7, I was glued right.
So here's how much of a dumbass I was as a kid. For years as a kid, like early 2000s up until like 2008, my dumbass thought that this right here, the little cartoon theater thing, was an actual toy thing. Because look at it. And yeah, fucking as a kid, you're broke ass shit, and not coming from a wealthy family, we'd go to thrift stores a lot, and you'd find like older toys and all that. So I remember always telling my brothers and sisters, oh, be on the lookout for this thing. If you find it, I'll do your chores for a month. Just help me find this thing. Like, be on the lookout for it. Not knowing this thing isn't real, or at least not an actual mass-produced thing. So yeah, no, that's just one of the things I wanted to share.
To Cartoon Network, watching Cartoon Theater. This was CN's movie blog that aired every Saturday night with an encore on Sunday. Sure, there was Mr. Spin's Cartoon Theater before.
I never saw Mr. Spin. Like, I think I've only heard of it through this video and some History of Cartoon Network thing.
Cartoon Theater. This was CN's movie blog that aired every Saturday night with an encore on Sunday.
Never saw.
Sure, there was Mr. Spin's Cartoon Theater.
They aired the shit out of those goddamn Bolto movies. I have never seen a goddamn one. And at this point, it's more out of, yeah, I never saw it, I never will. Because, yeah, I'm an idiot like that.
Before, but this is what I remember the
Never
most.
saw.
I recall
Never
watching
saw.
Cartoon Theater as early as 1998. The block showed many non-Disney movies that were owned by Time Warner. So basically Hanna-Barbera specials and movies, animated movies starring DC Comics characters, and the Looney Tunes package films of the 70s and 80s. I loved the opening and the bumper.
I always felt those goddamn compilation films were a goddamn ripoff. Because as a kid, you know, you're using the well, this would have been more like 2002-ish, but that like on-screen guide thing that gave you like little summaries, and it would make you seem like, oh, this is like a totally original movie. And I think the trailers they did for these too. Like, yeah, there was one about like Daffy Duck being a Ghostbuster or like a ghost exterminator. And they make it seem like it's an old original thing. And I was excited for that shit as a kid because as a kid, Looney Tunes was my jam because of fucking Space Jam. And I'm like, oh, they did other original movies, you know, that's cool. But no, it was always like repackaged stuff. And while I did like them, like it always felt like a damn bait and switch, you know? Also, like, I love these little these little parody things from Paramount to Columbia to MGM. And I always loved them too because like as a kid, my dumbass was like, oh, it's this, it's that. Because as a kid I watched a lot of VHS films. Because when cable was like an on again, off again thing. And you know, public TV wasn't always showing the good shit, so you'd be watching a lot of VHS tapes you got from like Family and Thrifts. And like as a kid, you start noticing more and more like what companies there are and all that. And like, yeah, it sounds dumb, but little kid me, like a little 5-6-year-old me, popped when I was able to identify what it was.
With spoofs of Paramount, MGM, and Columbia Pictures.
Also, I'm gonna sound like a fucking idiot for saying this, but as a kid, I thought this was the hottest fucking thing I ever saw.
Every Cartoon Theater showing would open with a spoof of Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey, with most of the Hanna-Barbera and Cartoon.
Also, another dumb thing, as a kid, for some reason, this damn intro right here scared the shit out of me. Because of the dramatic lighting and the fact that all these cartoon monkey characters like are making realistic monkey sounds, and like it just felt super weird and out of place. It wasn't until my gym partner's a monkey that like, yeah, I started laughing at it, but like this type of shit right here freaked me out.
Primate characters howling at the logo. Of course, the little kid is not gonna get the reference, but it's a clever joke to look back on.
I got the reference, I just never really knew what it was a reference to. Because you had so many other cartoons and other, you know, media make Kubrick jokes. And it's all like, yeah, I don't think it was until I watched some random ass thing on PBS randomly in the middle of the night when I was 12 that, yeah, I learned what it was. I didn't actually watch the movie until my sophomore year in high school, because like, yeah, I would randomly like go be browsing movie channels, see something recommended, and I saw that 2001 thing, and I was all like, I've heard of this. I heard it's good, but I've never seen it. So like, ended up watching the whole thing that night, and yeah, a bunch of references I'd seen in past shit finally clicked.
You get older and go, oh, now I get it. They also aired movies from Universal, mainly movies from Don Bluth and their sequels. This is where I first saw films like An American Tail and Land Before Time. There are also obscure movies like Twice Upon a Time. It's got a huge following nowadays.
Yeah, I have never heard of Twice Upon a Time. Like, yeah, I've never heard of this thing. I gotta check this out later.
But I remember watching this as a kid and being totally confused. Most notably, its run on Cartoon Network was the last time it ever aired on TV. Movies from Paramount also found their way on the block, like the late 70s, early 80s Peanuts movies and the animated Charlotte's Web.
Never seen.
Cartoon Theater was also my introduction to the iconic Wallace.
I remember seeing the Wallace and Gromit shorts, and yeah, being so-so on them because I don't know, stop motion as a kid is kind of tweaky, man. It's kind of tweaky.
Gromit shorts from Aardman. When the latest direct-to-video film from Warner Bros. Was coming out,
I have extremely fond memories of seeing that premiere, man. All the goddamn trailers hyping up the Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island movie. And like little kid me being fucking excited and hyped, man. I don't know why, like I said, this is just a way for me to, kind of like share ideas and share memories. I know it's not very helpful when I just give one or two sentence descriptions, but I'm spitballing here, man.
you could bet it was going to premiere on Cartoon Network a month later. In fact,
this one, oh god, I love this movie, but I have a horrible childhood story with this. And it's the fact that, like, yeah, when I watched the premiere of this, I was in my parents' bedroom because it was the only other room with cable. The rest of my family was busy watching some bullshit on TV. I forgot what the hell it was. And yeah, what, second, third grade watching this shit. And as I'm watching, it's a good movie, it's really great. Up until the point where, yeah, Tweety and his I forget the other bird that shows up, like, that they introduced in that movie. But, like, yeah, she's a female bird. She makes, like, a loud siren sound. But anyway, yeah, there's a scene in the movie where they're flying through a hurricane. And they get separated. And Tweety thinks that, he's lost his friend. And he sings this little musical number about that all you need in life is a friend. And as a kid, I started crying at that. I started fucking crying at that because, one, it's a sad song. Two, it's like, I'm not surrounded by family who's gonna make fun of me for crying. Because, like, yeah, stereotypical family thing, you show any emotion, it's a sign to make fun of you. So anyway, I'm crying at this musical number, right? And as I'm crying, my sister walks in. I think she was kind of asking me like, oh, some shit about like, yeah, that we're ordering food or whatever, right? And she sees me crying, and she goes like, "Are you fucking crying?" And I'm like, and like right away, I'm like, "No." And she's all like, "Are you fucking crying to Tweety?" And I'm like, "No." And like, yeah, she fucking held that shit against me for years, man. And like, yeah, I don't think I've ever rewatched that movie because of that.
The premieres of Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island and Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost garnered the network huge ratings. Until I got the DVDs in 2001, no matter how many times I saw them, whenever they were the movie of the week, I would drop everything to watch them. That's how much I love those movies.
It's funny, I know a bunch of these were released on VHS and DVD, but like, yeah, if it was something I really knew I was gonna like those Scooby-Doo movies, I recorded them off TV, man. I'm pretty sure a bunch of us did, but like, yeah, that was something I did constantly.
Dexter's Lab Ego Trip premiered on the block in December.
I remember watching the goddamn premiere of this one at a cousin's house, and holy shit, this entire movie blew my fucking mind as a kid, man. You know, the whole time travel thing, all the alternate future versions of Dexter, Mandark being a fucking actual scary ass villain for once. Like, hot damn, man, that movie was fucking great. And for being Cartoon Network's first original, holy shit, like it was amazing. I just kind of wish, you know, how do I put this? At times, I wished it was a little longer just to show things off, you know?
1999. It was the first movie based on a Cartoon Network show. Those commercials leading up to the premiere was awesome. Used to give me chills as a kid.
This is incredible.
Genius. The earth
Presenting Ego Trip. Star.
Man, fucking old school Cartoon Network trailers were the shit. Like, yeah, they always made everything feel so epic. And like the style of mixed media that they ended up using in Boomerang too for like a bunch of groovies. But like, man, I think that's why I loved Cartoon Network as a kid over Disney Channel and Nickelodeon, is because, yeah, they put so much effort into their cartoons and into their trailers. And like I said, it was just yeah, ignore that. It was just so great.
Dexter.
Premiering Friday at 7 on Cartoon Network.
The Animaniacs direct-to-video movie Wacko's Wish would frequently
I remember this one too, watching it as a kid.
air too.
It's weird. As a kid, I never knew that Animaniacs aired on Cartoon Network. Like, I want to say I watched this because I know it was it might have been in like 2000. Don't quote me on that.
Highly underrated if you ask me. I do remember it disappeared once Nickelodeon nabbed the rights to Animaniacs reruns back in
Never saw that
2001.
either.
When Samurai Jack premiered, they sliced the first few
I saw
episodes
that
together as a
shit, and
movie,
that shit blew my
and they
mind as a
premiered on
kid,
Cartoon
man.
Theater as Samurai Jack: The Trilogy. Let's not forget Cartoon Theater's special marathon and holiday blocks. For Halloween, there was a special double feature, mostly for Scooby-Doo and those two Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Those Alvin and the Chipmunks had no right being as good as they were, man. Like, yeah, for a good few years, that was my tradition to watch those two movies when they aired on Cartoon Network, and then eventually when they aired on Toon Disney. And like, holy shit, man, those two were great. And I've tried to get my nieces and nephews to watch them, and they have never shown interest.
Animated movies. For Christmas, there was the Holiday Spectacular, and on occasion, movie marathons and double features. The host was the late Don LaFontaine, the movie trailer guy, and he was great. There was a special type of gravitas he added that was just so
man's
genuine.
voice could
It's like
sell
Tom
anything,
Clark
man.
on Cartoon Fridays. He almost seems just as excited to watch these movies as the audience were.
The Stone Age meets
That man was like 99% of the hype. His damn voice sold the whole damn movie, man. Like, again, like I said, I watched those damn, Looney Tunes compilation movies. Like, yeah, like, based on his damn narration alone. That and the TV guide description, but still, his damn narration was legendary, and he is missed every damn day because ever since his passing, movie trailers have gone downhill and they have not been the same, man.
Space Age, when Cartoon Network's Cartoon Theater presents The Jetsons Meet the Flintstones, Saturday at 8 on Cartoon Network.
Anyone who says now back to the Jetsons Meet the Flintstones with this much enthusiasm is definitely doing something right. Sadly, he's no longer with us, and movie trailers haven't been the same, but I'll always remember the work he did for Cartoon Theater. May he rest in peace. During the final years of Cartoon Theater's original run, more and more movies were added, like Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker, and the Pokemon movies. Even some weird ones, like remember Millionaire Dogs? Of course you know. As Cartoon Network went through a huge retool, so did Cartoon Theater. 2004 marked the debut.
Oh man, I can't remember if we talked about like, yeah, them doing the reruns yet or not. But like, yeah, I have a funny story about that shit as a kid. So like as a kid, you know, you start getting the Cartoon Theater ads like in the middle of the week. And like, okay, I don't know if this is just me. I don't know if this is a like a universal experience thing. But like as a kid, you know, you would wait to see like, okay, what is like as a kid, you know, you do grocery shopping with your family. You know, and on Fridays they would like for me they would always be like, okay, you could get like a snack, you could get a drink. And I would always hoard my stuff depending on what the Cartoon Theater movie was going to be that weekend. Because, yeah, if it was something like you didn't really give a damn about, like those Charlie Brown movies or, again, those Looney Tunes compilation films, you ate that shit for fucking Cartoon Fridays. But if it was like Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost or Zombie Island, you were hyped, you were guarding that stuff, you would constantly tell your siblings, don't fucking touch that shit, that's mine, if I find out you guys touched it, I'm gonna kill one of you guys. And holy shit, man, like, oh, and the thing that pissed me off too, is that as a kid, my family would always do shit on the weekends with other family members, you know, aunts, uncles, tios, tias, all that shit. And I would always ask my family starting Thursday, are we going to be doing anything this weekend? I want to watch this movie when it airs and I don't want to miss it. And they always tell me, no, we're not going to be doing anything. Are you sure? No. Saturday rolls along and like around 3 p.m, you know, my mom or my dad would be like, oh, start getting ready. You know, we're about to leave. Where are we going? Oh, we're gonna go to your tio's house, and we're gonna go for this party and that party. I thought you said we weren't gonna do anything. You know, I wanted to see this movie. I don't give a damn. Hurry up and get ready. And it pissed me off so damn much because I had like these snacks stashed. I was in the mood to like just lay back after a week of school and just watch these films, man. And it just kind of killed the whole damn experience for me. And thank God that there was a Sunday morning rerun. The downside was half of the time these parties would drag ass until midnight. And you know, when you're a 7-year-old kid, that's fucking super late for you. You're tired as shit. You get home, you wake up at 9 a.m. You know, to a normal person that's like right, you know, like a pretty decent amount time to wake up. No, for me, I missed most of the Cartoon Theater, you know, so you'd miss most of it. And then for me, you know, Mexican household, your parents went out super early that same morning, you know, didn't bother to wake you up. They'd go buy, you know, carnitas and tortillas and all this other shit. And when they get there, go to the kitchen and eat. You know, you try to eat as fast as you can, and they tell you, don't fucking eat so fast. You know, sit down and eat right. And you'd end up missing the entire movie. You just barely catch the tail end. And yeah, I'm still pissed off about that shit as a kid because my God, man, you know, as a kid you don't really get a damn chance to enjoy shit that you love as much like that, you know. At least in my experience, it was always, oh, you're grounded because you didn't do this well in school. You're grounded because your sister said this and that you did this and that. You're grounded because you didn't do this or that. And it's all like, yeah, as a kid, I got grounded a lot for stupid shit. And it didn't help that my fucking siblings were assholes and were like, oh, he's acting like this because of Ed, Edd and Eddy. He's acting like this because of the damn cartoon. And, god damn it, man, it pissed me off as a kid. Because it just ruined so much shit I wanted to watch. So, like, yeah, as a kid, I try to cherish whatever moments I had like that. And I couldn't do them all, It kind of sucked, but that's life.
The popular city era. Cartoon theater was still around, but Don LaFontaine was not. Instead, it was hosted by the announcer of CN at the time, Nikki. And the clever bumpers were replaced by original animation of Ed from Ed, Edd and Eddy as a theater usher. In addition to animated movies, live-action family films were now airing on the channel.
It's weird. I remember them showing Spider-Man and Roger Rabbit, but I think that's the only
I just
two.
remember finding this a bit odd. Though again, not as bad as what would happen later. Around the same time, several movies made their premiere on a new Fridays, like several Scooby-Doo movies, Ants, that stupid reanimated movie.
Okay, I know everybody fucking hates Reanimated and Out of Jimmy's Head. I think I'm one of the few people who genuinely liked that show and movie and watched it and liked it, And then, yeah, it kind of sucks that everybody hates this thing. But yeah, I genuinely liked it, and it was one of the few peaks for that CN Real era. Because, my God, did that CN Real era suck ass.
Grandma got ran over by a...
That was another goddamn holiday tradition of mine. To the point where I'm disappointed that, yeah, I couldn't find it anywhere, like, good quality to watch it. I know some public channels aired it, but it's like, dude, I don't watch TV at all anymore, period. And it's all like, yeah, like, it doesn't really work out for me,
Reindeer, Dumb and Dumber, even a short The Karate Go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw Dumb and Dumber at least once on Cartoon Network, and it always felt weird because, yeah, not really a fucking kids, like, it's a hilarious ass film, I fucking loved it, but yeah, it's not really a kids film. And like, yeah, like the later time slot does kind of help, but still, it's one of those things that's like, why?
Premiered. One of the last good Tom and Jerry productions. Cartoon theater would go on in different forms under different names, but it just wasn't the same. Nowadays, Cartoon Network...
Yeah, that flick shit always... That whole era where it was like the weird white body thing. Yeah, that whole era was fucking weird and terrible. But it's the era I sort of remember the most. Because, like, yeah, I think I was like a teenager at that point, Like, yeah.
Acme Night, which seemed to be a mix of movies and shows. Now, I've given up on arguing about live action on CN at this point, but some of these movie choices don't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I don't get why the fuck Steve Urkel's on there. I mean, it was an animated thing, so I guess that kind of explains it. Shazam, I could kind of see, because that movie is, like, yeah, the ultimate kid wish fulfillment thing, You're a kid, you want to be a hero. But Man of Steel, Man of Steel sucked ass, man. I'm just gonna say it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2014. That feels kind of weird, considering, yeah, by that point, Nickelodeon had the turtle rights and all that shit. Ready Player One, again, feels super weird. Like, I kind of get it, but at the same time, like, it feels weird. The Amazing Spider-Man films, I could kind of see it. Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, same thing. Minions feels like a weird one out. Back to the Future films, again, feels weird. Corpse's Bride feels super weird. Isn't that like a Disney partnership thing? Like, yeah, that one feels super weird. Daddy Daycare, that, yeah. Rise of the Guardians, never seen, so I'm not really sure, like, yeah, like, if that's an appropriate, like a suitable, damn, how do I say it without saying, sounding like a prude? Like a good fit for the network. Yeah, but Marley and Me and 17 again, yeah, those make no fucking sense, man.
Teen again? She's the man? Man of Steel?
Wait, she's the man.
Freaking Marley and Me? Who knows? Stuff like this, and also the airing of Family Matters of all things,
They aired Family Matters? What the fuck?
has the current CN look like another kids network, instead of an all animation channel dedicated to cartoon lovers, like it once was. Sad really, but what can you do? Oh well. No matter how many incarnations it had over the years, to me and many other 90s kids, the original Cartoon Theater will always be the best. I'm 47 Cartoon Guy, and I gotta fly.
God damn, this outro brings back so many memories, man.
If you want to support this series and many other videos, click the link below to my Patreon. You get a special credit, early access, shout out to your channel or blog, even a commission by me. Every dollar goes into the production of these videos for software, research, DVDs, as well as help put food on the table. If you're not able to donate, you can also help by liking, commenting, subscribing, and clicking the little bell icon. I thank you, and I gotta fly.
Yeah, go sub to him, man. He makes some quality damn work. Go subscribe to him, go like his stuff. Go watch the original video and boost up the views. Like, I know I'm not really doing shit, saying that, but hey, if I could get at least one person to go watch his stuff, it's better than just leeching off the video, man. But yeah, that was just some thoughts I had. Talking about my childhood experience with the cartoon theater. Just kind of reminiscing for a bit, just kind of like flashing back. I know this is way longer than the original video, but again, it's just one old son of a bitch talking about his childhood, reminiscing and shit. But yeah, I'm Art Lee, signing off.